Good evening, Jamestown. I'm Matthew Nies with your Tuesday, April 5th, 2011 JCTV News Update. The French government says it is negotiating the surrender of Laurent Gbagbo, who is a military strongman and self-proclaimed president of the Western African country, Ivory Coast. Today's announcement came after the United Nations and France struck targets at Gbagbo's residence and several of his military bases. But before Gbagbo leaves the Ivory Coast, French negotiators are requiring him to sign a document that formally cedes control of the beleaguered nation to Alassane Ouattara and recognizes Ouattara as the president of Ivory Coast. While negotiations are not yet finalized, Ouattara has reportedly taken over Gbagbo's residence. Fighting is reported to have grown and includes heavy machine gun and heavy weapons fire ringing throughout the city of Abidjan. Abidjan is the economic capital of Ivory Coast. The second deadliest branch of the terrorist organization Al-Qaeda resides in Yemen, but today counterterrorism operations against that branch ground to a halt as Yemeni troops abandoned their posts after being summoned to the Yemeni capital, Sana'a. However, the reasons why the troops have been summoned to the capital is because of the political tumult surrounding Yemen's president, Ali Abdullah Saleh. The tumult has led to a power vacuum into which the Yemeni branch of Al-Qaeda has stepped in to fill, leading to increased attacks against Yemeni security forces. Such developments are quite alarming to the Obama administration, which has been trying to ease Saleh out of power, yet still wants to ensure the unimpeded continuance of counterterrorism operations in Yemen. Well, thankfully, we don't have any armed conflicts here in Jamestown, but this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday will be war on the stage of Jamestown College's Denault Auditorium as the Jamestown College Theater Department presents Macbeth. JCTV reporter Keely Gross has more on that story.
The Bard is alive at Jamestown College, although you couldn't tell it by the amount of blood and witches on stage at the Ryland Fine Arts Center.
Hang upon his penthouse lip. He shall live a man forbid. Weary 7 nights, 9 times 9 shall he dwindle, beak and pie. Though his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest tossed.
Tony McIntyre and Logan Caldwell lead a standout cast in the Jamestown College Theater production of Shakespeare's Macbeth.
Come what come may, time and the hour runs through the roughest day.
For those not familiar with the Bard's significant work, after leading a victorious battle, Macbeth and Banquo come across a trio of witches who prophesy that Macbeth will become king.
Made not this our captains, Macbeth and Banquo?
Yes.
Hey! 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 Lesser than Macbeth and Grace.
Not so heavy of much happier. Thou shalt get king, so thou be not. All hail Macbeth and Banquo!
Banquo and Macbeth! All hail!
Macbeth and Lady Macbeth plot together to hold on to power with one murder after another, keeping the audience riveted to their seats.
Go pronounce his present death, and with his former title, greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
We caught up with Carl Hadia, who told us a little about the production.
The play is called Macbeth, obviously, and it is portrays this Macbeth's rise to power and rise to and fall from that power. So it's actually quite a, it's probably, I would say, Shakespeare's bloodiest plays ever, but, you know, I guess I haven't read too many of his plays. This is my first time actually acting Shakespeare, so it's a little bit, you know, a little few butterflies, I guess.
Do you like acting in Shakespeare plays?
Well, yes, I do. What the thing is you have to realize is that it's not really all that different than any other play. There's emotion, there's lines. The lines have to be exact is the biggest difference, but aside from that, you just have to, you know, be big with your actions just like as in any other play. So it's actually not that hard to follow. Witches are pretty fantastic. Tony McIntyre has a magnificent beard. A magnificent beard. I mean, I'm jealous. But there's a lot of great acting. There's a lot of chainmail. there's a lot of swords, and there's a lot of Shakespeare, so it's going to be awesome.
For plenty of action, sword fights, blood, and witches, come to Jamestown College's Macbeth this Thursday through Saturday in the Ryland Fine Arts Center at 7:30. For tickets, email tickets@jc.edu. I'm Keely Gross reporting for JCTV Channel 16, Jamestown.
Well, there has been plenty of moisture lately, which has been quite disconcerting to officials and residents across North Dakota, but particularly in the Red River Valley. However, things don't appear as bad as they originally were thought to be. Today, officials said residents may not have to build dikes as tall as was thought before. The reason why is the National Weather Service just announced that the Red River may top out at a few feet lower than originally expected. However, NWS's report does not take into account possible future moisture. While today's weather was a little breezy and sunny, tonight we have a 20% chance of getting some moisture with temperatures dipping just below freezing. Let's take a look at our 5-day forecast to see what the rest of our week will be like. Tomorrow should be partly sunny with highs near 50 and lows above freezing, but it will be a little windy tomorrow with gusts reaching almost 20 miles per hour. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday all have possibilities of precipitation. Thursday's high will be above 50 degrees, but the wet weather will cool things down a little bit for the weekend, with highs on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only in the mid to upper 40s. In sports, tomorrow the Jimmy baseball team heads to Mitchell, South Dakota to play the Tigers of Dakota Wesleyan University in a doubleheader. Also tomorrow, the Jimmy softball team heads to Wahpeton, North Dakota to take on North Dakota State College of Science. But the headline in the sports world today is the outcome of last night's NCAA men's basketball championship game between the University of Connecticut Huskies and the Butler Bulldogs. To put it bluntly, defense was the game's theme, with the final score Connecticut 53, Butler 41. UConn held Butler to a shooting percentage below 20%, which is the worst shooting percentage by any team in an NCAA tournament game since Harvard in 1946. Meanwhile, Connecticut's 53 points were the fewest by a winning team since 1949. The Bulldogs were led by Shelvin Max, 13 points, while UConn's star Kemba Walker had 16 points for the Huskies. Well, today's history headline, courtesy history.com, is the marriage of Pocahontas. On April 5th, 1614, English tobacco planter John Rolfe married Pocahontas, who was the daughter of the chief of the Powhatan Indian Confederacy. The marriage took place in Jamestown, Virginia, and ensured peace between the Jamestown settlers and Powhatan Indians. But that was a different headline from a different day. For tomorrow's headlines, tune into JCTV, where we're always connecting the campus to the community. I hope you have a pleasant evening. In Jamestown, I'm Matthew Nies.